Politicians sick, man. These politicians are sick individuals. Sick individuals, y'all. These CEOs of these Fortune 500 companies. These multi-billion and millionaires. Sick. That's what we got going on, y'all. Snake House. Yo, what's everybody take on that, man? Like as the people, right? Like what's next? You know what I mean? As the people of the United States of America. Now, knowing that we are dealing with some sick individuals that's calling the shots of this country. Maybe this one of them situations where, they had to throw rocks and hide their hand. Maybe they demonize and criticize black people so bad just so they can, slide under the cracks. Have anybody ever thought about that? Like, is that a possibility? Is it a possibility that it was this narrative, this propaganda machine ran on black people to say, look at them. Those are the problems. Those are the issues. Meanwhile, they out here doing some of the most vile things imaginable. Could that been the play from the beginning? Or am I overthinking it? Because this last round of Epstein files is disgusting, man. Jeffrey Epstein wrote a note before he died. Basically saying, look, the president like him young too. Listen to this, y'all. Suit the yo, man.
The world by surprise said, oh, hold on, I only see me. Release all that. Hey, Trump, we was all friends. I keep seeing me. Where you at? And that ruined their last argument. Because his latest release is pretty criminal. And hey, you still have time to leave the cult. Because what does that say? He raped me. I'm saying that shit out loud. Fuck the algorithm. Reply, what? Donald Trump had raped her along with Jeffrey Epstein. Rape. And then what happened to her? She was found with her head blown the fuck off. No way it was suicide. All of a sudden, now I understand why he's calling this a hoax and saying, oh, people are getting angry that they're being released. No. You shaking like a stripper because you raped somebody and then most likely had her killed. Yeah, I know. You're doing mental gymnastics trying to figure out, well, she could have lied. Bitch, why didn't you release this right away? We have the nefarious letter from Jeffrey Epstein to his pedo buddy Larry, where he specifically says, man, I took the short route, man. Good luck. But thankfully, our president also shares the love of young, nubile girls. Girls. He didn't even say women. And before he said, oh, well, this means sexually mature. Bitch, he talk about 13, 14, 15-year-olds. Is that really the defense you want to go with? Funny enough, after this letter was sent, obviously authorities read it and they're like, well, what the fuck? Return or sender. And a couple days later, what happened to Jeffrey? Took up top, but really down low. And I hope you dress cold, because hell is fucking hot and you deserve the worst, bitch. I knew he was scared because all of a sudden he started being nice to Bill. He been shitting on Bill for mad long. Heard Bill went to his island. I didn't go to the island.
I like Bill Clinton. I've always gotten along with Bill Clinton. I've been nice to him. He's been nice to me. We've always gotten along. Respect him. I hate to see photos come.
Bill was like, nah, fuck all that. Release everything, son. Because he was out there raping. I ain't do that. Yeah, I'm a freak. I'll be for the hoes. Not underage girls and not raping. Him, on the other hand, with that release, what does the White House do? They said, hold on, let's run cover up. Merry Christmas from us. Even though we just heard he celebrates Hanukkah. So why are we even acting like he celebrates Christmas anymore? He's the first Israeli president. Mark Levin said it. That's what he said. And it's just like, y'all don't even sleep together. I know she sleep in the West Wing, you probably in the East Wing. And she probably text you like, don't even look at me, don't even hold my hand, because bitch, I hate you. And understandably so, this is like a store-bought life. And after a while, she's probably like,
Yo, I'm good. I'm glad y'all here, yo.
What am I supposed to do? Ultimate question.
Yo, how the fuck? Yo, what is wrong with y'all, man? Like, yo, this man is possibly a pedophile. And y'all is this bitch talking about Trump is number one. Like, yo, fuck that. This is when you supposed to get off the bus, man. The bus stops here. It's not when you riding the bus and it get to the last stop and it don't go no further and you gotta get off. Yo, should be where everybody get off the bus, man. How is Trump number one? Number one, fuck that. Y'all tripping. Yo, this is disgusting, dirty work, y'all. The man was involved in that shit, man. I was one of the ones that thought he wasn't involved too for a while. But he was involved in that shit. He was involved in it. He released a statement. Hold on. Dang, they got the video. Well, Trump team released a statement, said that all the evidence was unfounded. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. This shit is disgusting. Let me see. See if I can find it. See if I can find it. Hit that like button, y'all. Trump team releases statement on Epstein.
Trump team releases statement on Epstein. President Trump just shared his thoughts on the Epstein file release. This is the first time he said anything about it since Friday.
They're asking me questions about Jeffrey Epstein. I thought that was finished. I believe they gave over 100,000 pages of documents. And there's tremendous backlash. It's an interesting question because a lot of people are very angry that pictures are being released of other people that really had nothing to do with Epstein, but they're in a picture with him because he was at a party. And you ruin a reputation of somebody. So a lot of people are very angry that this continues. A lot of Republicans are angry because of the fact that it's just used to deflect against a tremendous success.
So in case you didn't catch that, President Trump, who signed the Epstein Transparency Act into law back in November, was talking today about it during a press conference at Mar-a-Lago. He was talking about the backlash that is happening over what his Department of Justice released and what they didn't release. And to be clear, in Trump's view, he believes the backlash to the file release isn't happening because his Department of Justice isn't following the law that says all the files were supposed to be released last Friday. And the backlash is also not because the survivors of Jeffrey Epstein aren't getting the information that they want and deserve. In Trump's view, the backlash is happening because Trump says there are pictures being released of Jeffrey Epstein with other men, and that, according to Trump, is ruining the reputations of those men because they just simply appeared in a photograph with Epstein, and those photographs are now public. Now, for the record, the Epstein Transparency Act forbids the Department of Justice from redacting someone's face just because it may be embarrassing or cause reputational harm to that person. It's not an excuse to redact their image. And that's in the law that Trump signed. Plus, he also said nothing about the survivors today. Now, Trump did not use the word hoax today, but he did say the release of the files is simply being used by politicians to deflect what Trump sees as his own.
This ain't no fucking conspiracy. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? See, this is the thing that tripped me out with people. The proof can be right in front of your face. They can be right in front of your face, and people will say it's a conspiracy. What is it? It's in paperwork. It's in documents. It's documented. It's nothing. It's nothing conspiratorial about what's going on, man. Trump was there. He wasn't the only one. They all was there. They all was there, man. People that you voted for. The people that you voted for, they was there, man. And this ain't about Democrat or Republican, liberal, or it ain't none of that. It's that this country is ran by fucking pedophiles. That's what it is. There's no way you can be around Epstein for all these years, do business with him, go to his island, go to his parties, and you don't know this man was having sex with fucking children, man. Fuck, ain't no way. You can't turn a blind eye to it. I wish I could show y'all this fucking video, but I'm scared YouTube will flag it. What is this? Trump has been. What the fuck is this? Y'all know I do not want to be your father, y'all. Oh, we're your best friend.
In the Epstein files, and can you commit
No,
to their
fuck no, not this video I seen. Not this video I seen. They low ass girls with bathing suits on. They not like how like the kids bathing suits, and it's like fucking 10 of them, and they being recorded. It's creepy. You understand what I'm saying? And it's supposed to be Epstein's island. There's no parents around. And even with the 13-year-old girl situation that I was just talking about, yo, you literally have parents in this country giving their kids up for payment. I told y'all that always been the thing. Like that's how they getting these kids a lot of times. A lot of times these kids are being given to them in order for them to get some type of finance, in order to help them out of hardship or something. Like it's dirty work, y'all. It's disgusting for real. Man, fuck yeah. Yeah, the president was involved, man. They all was.
And were you surprised by the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files? And can you commit to their full release by the end of the year? Some of the victims were protesting that too many of them were redacted.
Let me wipe this phone screen off. They all was involved, yo. Not just Donald Trump. Yo, people just gotta be real, yo. You can't defend everything, yo. You can't defend this. This is indefensible. It's indefensible. There's no defending this. Now, if you still want to be a supporter and a fan of Donald Trump, then yo, so be it. But don't act like this ain't real. Yeah, man. Don't act like this ain't real, man. Well, it's not an issue. It just shows your character and who you are as a person and what you're willing to overlook for whatever fucking reason. That's all.
I know there are a lot of people that are angry about all of the pictures of other people, you know, but I think it's terrible. Look, I like Bill Clinton. I've always gotten along with Bill Clinton. I've been nice to him. He's been nice to me. We've always gotten along. Respect him.
And I said, yeah,
I hate to see photos come out of him, but this is what the Democrats, mostly Democrats, and a couple of bad Republicans are asking for. So they give me their photos of me too. Everybody was friendly with this guy, either friendly or not friendly. But he was around. He was all over Palm Beach and other places. The head of Harvard was his best friend, Larry Summers, and Bill Clinton was a friend of his. But everybody was. I actually threw him out of Mar-a-Lago, and as a person that was in Mar-a-Lago, I threw him out. This is Mar-a-Lago. It's the hottest place in.
I don't give a fuck about that.
I think it's the hottest place in the world, but it's the hottest place in Florida, and everybody would come here. He'd come here. We actually threw him out. But no, I don't like the pictures of Bill Clinton being shown. I don't like the pictures of other people being shown. I think it's a terrible thing. I think Bill Clinton's a big boy. He can handle it, but you probably have pictures being exposed of other people that innocently met Jeffrey Epstein many years ago, and they're, highly respected bankers and lawyers and others, and they'll end up, because of guys like Massey, who's a real lowlife, whose polls are down to about 9%, by the way, in the great state of Kentucky. If you look at Kentucky, Kentucky is such a great place, but I don't know, they've got a couple of people in there that are very strange in terms of leadership, but Massey's a loser, and he likes it, and that he works with the Democrats. He's just being used by the Democrats, because what this whole thing is with Epstein is a way of trying to deflect from the tremendous success that the Republican Party has. Like, for instance, today we're building the biggest ships in the world, most powerful ships in the world, and they're asking me questions about Jeffrey Epstein. I thought that was finished. I believe they gave over 100,000 pages of documents, and there is tremendous backlash. It's an interesting question because a lot of people are very angry that pictures are being released of other people that really had nothing to do with Epstein, but they're in a picture with him because he was at a party, and you ruin a reputation of somebody. So a lot of people are very angry that this continues. A lot of Republicans are angry because of the fact that it's just used to deflect against a tremendous success. Look, we have $18 trillion coming into our country. We have, I believe, we're going to have the most successful economy in history. We inherited a mess. Now prices are coming way down. Gasoline is less than $2 in some states. $1.99, $1.97, $1.95 a gallon. $1.95. Think of that. A gallon. Nobody ever thought they'd see that. They don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about Epstein. And the problem is a lot of Democrats are being caught up in the web, like Larry Summers. Larry Summers was the head of Harvard. He's now been forced to resign from every board he's on, and he was thrown off the Harvard board.
He should be.
Now, he was at Epstein's Island a lot. I wasn't. I never went there, by the way.
Oh yeah, he was at Epstein Island a lot, but I wasn't. How the fuck he was there? What he told you? Get the fuck out of here. Y'all was over that bitch. Drinking motherfucking Mai Tais and shit, looking at kids, bitch. Don't say, he was at Epstein Island a lot. He probably was one of his best customers. Only went there on weekends. You know what I mean? That's what Trump said. I ain't go as often as anybody else. I might go there, a couple times a year. No, but the whatever he was at Harvard, he was at that bitch every day. These freaky ass old motherfuckers.
By the way, but fortunately, it's nice. But I never went there. But a lot of people did go there. But instead of talking about the battleships, or instead of talking about most favored nations, drugs, we're bringing down drug prices.
Are there times when you would love to have another address or phone number to use instead of your home address and person?
Sick people in this
Like
world,
at a level that has never even been thought of, by thousands. Think of it, by 1,000%, by 1,200, 1,300, 1,400% in some cases. A drug that sells for $10 in London is costing $130 in New York. We're bringing it down to $20, and they're going to go up to 20. So they're going from 10 to 20, which is a doubling. It's a doubling. It's a lot, but it's a doubling. But we're going down to 20. So we're going down, if you can do your own math, but it's 2,000%, 3,000%. It's pretty amazing. And the New York Times had a story about it, a small story way in the back of the paper. It's the single biggest thing to happen with respect to drugs probably in 50 years. It's never been anything like this. In my first term, I was able to get drug prices down 0.25%. It's the first time in 28
that shit.
Because the rest of the world took advantage of us. Without tariffs, I could have never done it. But we don't want to do that. Now, in all fairness, no other president even tried. But if they did try, there was actually a fake story in stupid USA Today. I didn't even think they'd make it anymore. I haven't. But I saw a story where Biden was trying to do this. Biden never tried to do it. Biden didn't know he was alive. He never tried to do it. But they're taking it from $10 to $20. So he would say, and the other leader said the same thing. No, we won't do it. I said, no, you're going to do it 100%. They said, nope. We're not doing it. We're not going to double our price. Because, again, if you go from $10 to $20, they're doubling their price. We're coming down, though, from $130 to $20 because we're going to get the lowest drug prices in the world. Whatever the lowest price is called favored nations, we're going to have the lowest price. So I said, no, you're going to. No, I will not do this. Politically, it's unacceptable. I said, Emmanuel, you're going to do it 100%. Please accept it now. Be nice. You're going to do it 100%. No, I will not. I said, yes, you are. He said, why do you keep telling me I am when I'm not? Because if you don't do it, I'm going to put a 25% tariff on everything France sells into the United States of America. And that's approximately 20 times more than I'm asking for with respect to drug prices. He said, I see. I agreed to do it. Every other country said the exact same thing. They all said, nope, I will not do it. I said, all right, on Monday morning, you'll have the 25% tariff, everything you sell. In the case of France, it was wine, champagne, cars, everything they sell. It's 25 to 30 times the price of what we're talking about, at 25%. Every single country agreed. And that was a big problem. The drug companies were difficult, but fine, because we have a certain control over the drug companies. We had no control over these foreign nations. So every single country has agreed to do this. So we will take that pill price down as an example, talking about not just pills, we're talking about everything. We'll take it down from $130 a pill down to $20 a pill. And the rest of the world will take it from $10 a pill up to $20. It's the biggest thing ever to happen, and it's covered, barely covered in the New York Times, because it's a fake newspaper, yeah.
Jared.
Man, all that shit sounds great. Yeah, but these guys are fucking despicable.
With the significant development that the Justice Department has now begun the release of the Epstein files, what Deputy Attorney General Todd Bland
Are still holding up, and our antivirals are still effective. So what's the...
These guys are sick, y'all. They sick.
With the Justice Department releasing a new batch of Epstein files, and this time they include some that mention President Trump by name. Among the documents is this email from a federal prosecutor back in January of 2020 during the first Trump administration. In the message, an assistant U.S. attorney says flight logs showed Trump traveled on Epstein's private jet many more times than prosecutors were aware. This morning, the DOJ put out a statement defending the president, insisting the latest files contain, quote, untrue and sensationalist claims made against President Trump that were submitted to the FBI right before the 2020 election, end quote. Yesterday evening, President Trump spoke on camera for the first time about the release. Take a listen.
A lot of people are very angry.
Into context, they are a number of FBI tip sheets through this tranche of documents. Some
Released of other people that really had nothing to do with Epstein, but they're in a picture with him because he was at a party, and you ruin a reputation.
Now, I mean, Ryan, there are thousands of new Epstein files to go through. What are the key documents that have emerged so far?
Well, you raise an important point, Allison. We are just in the beginning of going through this tranche of documents, some 33,000 documents in total. But what we're seeing that is the most revealing at this point is that there are a number of FBI tip sheets that the FBI collected during their investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. And there are a number of prominent people whose names are popping up on these tip sheets, including the former president, or the current president, Donald Trump. Former President Bill Clinton also mentioned in some of these tip sheets. Now, these tip sheets should be taken into context. They are often just people that either come off the street or make a phone call into the FBI and say that they have information that could potentially help with a case or an investigation. It's not clear the context in which these tips were taken. Did the FBI follow up on them? Is there any other corroborating information that would help to substantiate some of the claims that are made in these tip sheets? As you pointed out, the Department of Justice has already said that many of these claims were not substantial, that they were put in just to try and damage President Trump during the 2020 election. But this is part of what the survivors wanted, Ellison. They wanted to see all the information to allow them to make up their minds for themselves exactly where the Department of Justice may have fallen short in the investigation into Jeffrey Epstein.
Ryan, do we know how many Epstein files are still unreleased?
We have a ballpark idea, Allison, but we don't know definitively how much is left to go through. In the past, the Department of Justice has said that they believe there are hundreds of thousands of files that they have yet to release. Members of Congress have similarly said that their expectation is that that's the ballpark of information that we should receive. So if you put that into context, hundreds of thousands of documents, so far we've only seen made public somewhere in the range of 40,000 documents. So there is a lot more to go, and it'll be some time before all this information is sifted through and people get the full idea of exactly what the Department of Justice is holding on to.
All right, NBC's Ryan Nobles, thank you.
These guys
We
dirty,
thank you
man.
for watching.
So let me show you who Epstein is. These guys are all dirty. All of them. Countries ran by pedophiles.
Was basically Epstein was basically a penniless moron who couldn't graduate from college, and they placed him in a school, and then they sheep dipped him at Bear Stearns, and then Les Wexner, who appears to have had an affair with him, then funded him as a fake billionaire, and that was the launch. Now, Epstein wasn't smart enough to actually run a prostitution ring. That's all Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay? Ghislaine Maxwell, as best I can tell from secondary sources, was running a prostitution ring for the Mossad in New York City. It included children, but they needed a boy and bring people in and kind of basically take it up to the presidential level. And so Jeffrey Epstein was managed by Ghislaine Maxwell. And one of the things people don't understand is that the Mossad doesn't just blackmail people for political influence and for money for Israel. They also blackmail corporate chiefs and others to gain special access to the computers so that they can plant backdoors. This is how Robert Maxwell made his name, with a software program called Promise that installed backdoors in all these government computers. They use these computer backdoors to get advanced knowledge to do insider trading. The greatest practitioner and enemy of the United States in the industrial espionage arena is not China or Russia or France or Germany. It's Israel and Great Britain.
Man, these guys disgusting. It's sad that people still backing this shit. Look at this right here. Look at this letter. Look at this letter. Letter written by Jeffrey Epstein reveals that Donald Trump loves young, nullable girls. Nubile girls. He said this, man. This is a letter from Epstein before he killed himself. It's before he killed himself. He said he decided to take the easy route. He decided to take the easy route, man. I have to take the short route home. Good luck. We share something thing. Our love. We share. What's it? We share a me thing. I don't know. Our love and our caring for young ladies. And I hope that they'll read this full statement. Hold up. Fuck, that shit said at the bottom. Our president also shares our love for young girls. You see that? This is a letter that Jeffrey Epstein wrote before he killed himself. Yo, this is not Democrat. Yo, you gotta stop this shit, yo. This is not Democrat, or they all doing it. They all do. This is not a situation where the Republican, yo, they all are doing it. Democrat, Republican. It's like a fucking billionaires club. You know what I mean? It's like a billionaires club, or you know, when you reach a certain level of success, you know, you join these entities. You know, you walk through these doors, and these doors consist of blackmail, man. You know, because ain't no telling what you might find out, what you might learn. So we gotta have information on you. The information is like the information that we got on you keeps a code of silence. That's the game that's ran, man. As long as we got information on you, regardless of what you know about me, as long as I know things about you too, that you or I don't want the world to know, I ain't never gotta worry about you exposing me, man. I ain't never gotta worry about you exposing me. Because I ain't gonna expose you, because it ain't gonna be good for neither one of us. That's what this is, yo. This is not Democrat or Republican, man. They are doing that freaky ass shit. Nasty motherfucker, man. And got a nerve to talk about other people and the crimes they commit. And y'all with this bitch. And they try to make it seem like, you know, these claims is unfounded. Yo, the girl committed suicide. At least that's what they said. But they said it didn't look like a suicide. Let me read the paperwork. Oh, man. It's probably going to be hard to read it. wasn't going to read it, but hold up. What the fuck that shit at? This shit too small. It's gonna be hard to read. Numerous times. So this details a situation where a parent was going through some financial hardships, and they reached out to Ghislaine Maxwell, basically gave her their daughter. This person ended up committing suicide, man. Advised the car police regarding the incident as, "I can't, they will kill me." On Christmas Day, whatever it was, got called by police, called the police about what they had talked to blank, told she had done good, and did not hear from blank. There was no way it was a suicide. She was found with her head blown off. With her head blown off. Y'all see that? After she went to the police about these allegations of being raped by Epstein and Trump, her head was blown off, man. That's what we dealing with, y'all. That's what we're dealing with out here, man. Sick individuals that prey on children. Sick individuals that throw rocks and hide their hand. That demonize other people while they doing some of the worst things that you could ever do. The girl that Virginia, what's her name? Virginia Golf committed suicide, man. Like, yo, rape is not nothing to play around with, man. Like, that's a serious crime, yo. It destroys people mentally. It destroys people mentally, yo. Some people never recover. And you got people that hear these things about the president and these other people, and they still saying Trump is number one, and I'll vote for him again, and they lying. No, I ain't lying. Fuck that. Because I believe, yo, your name shouldn't even come up in certain situations. Like, why your name even involved in this, man? Like, these people that took pictures with Epstein. If you big enough or known enough to get next to Jeffrey Epstein, which means y'all kind of sort of running in the same circles, you had to have known what he could have possibly been involved in. So that's enough to say, yo, I'm not fucking with yo. Even if I don't know 100%, there's rumblings, there's rumors. And those rumors is enough to keep a person like me and a person like that all the way over there. Like, we ain't got to do no business. We ain't gonna never talk. We ain't taking no pictures together. We ain't even gonna be in the same rooms, because I don't want my name attached to yours, or no way. Because things like this can happen, where you might get caught in a picture with them. I mean, you might get caught in a picture with them now. You can't disassociate yourself from the situation, but that's your fault, because you knew that man wasn't right. Knew that man wasn't right. Sean Combs ain't on Epstein level, man. Come on, y'all. We got to stop that. There's nobody on Epstein's level. Stop bringing Diddy and Epstein in the same sentence. Epstein don't even belong in the same sentence as Harvey Weinstein. Jeffrey Epstein is in a fucking league of his own. You might gotta go back to Rome and the Catholic Church. Diddy ain't do nothing that Epstein did, man. Come on, y'all. Let's stop the lies, man. You got to go back to the Catholic Church to talk about Epstein. I mean, Epstein is on the level of the Catholic Church. That's the level Epstein is on. The same level as the Catholic Church. There's nobody else that compares. I can't draw no other comparisons to that. Diddy ain't did nothing compared. Diddy was having sex with his girlfriends and recorded it. Like, come on now, like, you fucking serious? Them lies, they was lies. That's another example. They got so many people pushing false narratives on Diddy. Well, Epstein been found guilty twice. Well, once at least. Charged twice with this reckless behavior and this facilitating the minors for profit. And people keep talking about Diddy. Man, Diddy ain't did shit compared to Epstein. Compared to Epstein, Diddy's a choir boy. You heard me? He's a fucking saint. Keep trying to put Diddy and Epstein in the same. Yo, we don't even do shit like that as black people. The fuck? That ain't no black. That's not a black person crime. We don't do shit like this. The fuck? This is motherfucker. Man, where's the proof, y'all? Where's the proof Diddy had blackmail files? Where is the proof? Blackmail files as far as what? There's no proof that Diddy got blackmail files. That's just internet rumors, man. It's just internet rumors. It's proof that Epstein was blackmailing people. He got flight logs. He got lists. He got pictures. He got documentation. This is all proven. These claims made on Diddy is unfounded. They unfounded. It's just people like Jane Dale going around lying, and Jaguar Wright, who's a fucking mental patient, and Albie Shore, who mad that Diddy took his girl when his son fucked with Diddy more than him. Like, all these people have a motive to lie. We dealing with children, y'all. We're dealing with children who told their story with no true motive to lie, man. That's what we dealing with. Y'all tripping, man. It is a rumor. Ask 50 Cent. What? Yo, you talking about 50 Cent? Yo, you gone. We can't have a crypto keeper. I can't talk to you. Ask 50 Cent. You must be new here, man. I thought I seen you before, man. You must ain't seen my videos on 50 Cent. I asking 50 Cent nothing. But you tell ask 50 Cent. Fuck, we asking 50 Cent for a fucking bozo that's siding with a fucking enemy to take down a black man. Fuck 50 Cent. 50 Cent a bitch. Go inbox 50 Cent and tell 50 Cent, man, keep it G News said you a bitch to the fucking 10th degree. How about you do that? Fucking ask Usher. What did Usher say? I think people did ask Usher. Yeah, man. What did Usher say? What did Justin Bieber say? What did all of these people that had these claims placed on them by other people on about Diddy all denied it? They all denied it. I'm not watching that. That documentary full of lies, man. Still, the documentary was all lies. Most of the people in that documentary got on the stand and got caught in lies. Like, once a person lied to me, I don't believe nothing they say. Once I catch you in a lie, look, a lot of people say Epstein on Trump list. It might be the Bill Clinton in Trump list. Epstein just a fucking co-star. I mean, he's just making a guest appearance. Like, who the fuck knows? But the people in the documentaries lied, man. We're not doing that, man. I read the paperwork. I don't give a fuck about the documentary. I seen the lies that was being ran on Diddy because I read the paperwork, a lot of it. I read the lawsuits, a lot of them. I didn't go into Diddy trial thinking it was going to be underage kids and the music industry was going to be exposed. I didn't go in. I never thought that. You can go back and watch the fucking second video I did on Diddy. I ain't never thought that. Only y'all did because y'all believe in media manipulation. A lot of y'all don't do your own research. Y'all just watch what's being said and believe it and don't question nothing. Well, we don't do that on Keep It G News. Keep It G News, we question everything. You feel me? On Keep It G News, we question everything. Everything deserves questions. I'm never just going to watch something and believe it when I know people get paid to lie. They get paid to lie, man. It's a financial benefit to lie in today's society. Probably always been like that. But I just caught wind of it since I've been on YouTube and I see what the fuck going on. And the reason I say that is because I read the paperwork. Just like other people, just like Law and Crime Network read the paperwork. Tisha Tells read Diddy paperwork. Newsmax read Diddy paperwork. And my stance was totally different than theirs. Like how? How are we reading the same paperwork and we coming to total separate conclusions? Like, it ain't even close. It ain't even close. So somebody's lying. And based off that trial, it wasn't me. You feel me? Based off the verdict and the information that came out in the trial, it wasn't me. Go back and look at the videos. Motherfuckers was lying, man. And Law and Crime Network was one of the biggest. Law and Crime Network lying like a motherfucker. Why should he have gotten 25 years, y'all? Yo, imagine your family member getting 25 years for having sex. Imagine you, Crypto, if you got arrested for having sex with your girl and paying sex workers. If you got arrested for paying sex workers to have sex with your girlfriend, yo, does that deserve 25 years, bro? 25 years? Because you involve yourself in, little kinky, questionable behavior with your significant other. You should get 25 years for that in America? Yo, then why OnlyFans deserve the life? They deserve life sentences. The owner of OnlyFans deserve a life sentence if we talking about 25 fucking years for some shit like that. Like, man, y'all crazy motherfucker, man. But I ain't gonna hold y'all up too long for real. I just had to speak on that. Nicki Minaj, Instagram got deleted. She deleted her Instagram, lost 10 million followers in a day because of her antics with Turning Point USA and their whole situation. And I ain't surprised. I think that was a bad move. I know why she did it. She did it because she was trying to, she need help. She beefed with the Democrats too. She needed help. She chose a side. But sometimes when you choose a side, you lose interest of the people. And I'm out.